Okay, today is June 25th, and to do a little update, I see my battery's about gone, so I'll have to be quick about this. I got the last of the frames made, and I got them just stacked forward here. They aren't installed, obviously. That way we can get the fuel tanks in, which, of course, still aren't done. Monday, today is Friday. Monday I went in and visited the shop where they're supposed to be making them. And of course he hadn't started them yet. And he promised me he'd get them tacked together this week and then he'd give me a call so I could come in and look at them and, you know, make sure everything was placed where I wanted it. So we'll see if he does that or not. But anyway, still no tanks. So I've been doing a few other odds and ends. Like I said, I got these frames finished. Oh, and of course the framing table is gone. Now I got a little lounge area back here. Right now what I'm working on, I've been putting all the bolts in this knee, going 3 bolts into the keel, and then 3 bolts into the stem here. You can see these lines here indicate where the bolts went, or approximately where they went. What I'm doing now is I cut a piece of cardboard, a light cardboard that I use for pattern making, to see how my curve here was, how fair it was, because there's going to have to be a steel plate wrapped around here. And I don't want huge gaps between the steel plate, like what we'd have here. And again there. So I ran this cardboard up the stem a ways, and then down into the keel. This side is actually pretty good. You can see that doesn't look too bad. But I don't want huge gaps. Obviously we'll put some bedding compound in when this keel shoe goes in here, but these gaps here are just too big. I'd either have to sand. Actually, they're a little low. They are. Both of these spots are a little low. So I'm not going to try sanding the other side down to meet them. That'd be a lot of shaping. I think what I'll do is I'll thicken a little epoxy up and fill these in. I think what I'll probably do is pull these tacks out on this side, put some wax paper in there, and then just force in some thickened epoxy to fill that gap. And once it cures, I'll take it off and then go back in and fill in a little more, you know, in behind it, in deeper if I need to. So yeah, we'll see. That should be no problem. I did have another screw up here, and this one was totally mine, not George's fault. George has had a few typo errors on his plans, but this number 4 frame here I screwed up. And I must have done it 4 or 5 times, made the same screw up 4 or 5 times, because I triple checked him, then I went back and checked it one last time, and I must have made the same mistake every time. But anyway, I had it 10 inches too narrow. So I had to rebuild this one, and I just had enough plywood to get these done, to get these gussets done. In fact, if you look at one of these gussets over here, the corners didn't quite. Which one was it? It had to be the last one. No, I don't even see it. No, must be on the other side. But I had a couple corners of the gussets, like right down here, that were cut off a little bit because I couldn't quite fit it. At $135 a sheet for this marine grade 3/4 inch plywood, I wasn't going to buy another sheet, at least not now. Just for those little corners. Anyway, otherwise everything is going all right. I see my battery is saying we're dead. I did a little cleaning up in here, obviously. Put a few more supports up forward here. Thinking, I don't know, if I don't get my fuel tanks in the next week or so, I'll probably start making deck beams. Supposedly lumber's coming down in price. I haven't seen it in the prices yet, but so I've got one frame to put in here, back here. It's number 46. I think I'll wait until after I've got the some of the planking on to do that. and I'll just form it into the, and the same thing on the bow. Number 2, neither one of those have a floor that goes in to support them, so they gonna have to be lagged into the keel. So this number 2 here is gonna be the same thing. I think I'll just build this in place. And as you can see up here, this curve actually looks pretty good. Pretty happy with these up here. So that's an update for June 25th.